High above the noise, beyond the reach of skyscrapers and highway, there are places where the earth rises to meet the sky, where clouds drift between rooftops, silence speaks louder than words, and every sunrise feels like a miracle. These are the world's most magical mountain villages, hidden realms where time stands still, and life unfolds in harmony with nature. From snow-capped sanctuaries in the Himalayas, to cliffside wonders in Europe, this journey will take you to the edge of the world and deep into the soul of it. Welcome to Explore with Journey Junction, and welcome to places where the earth meets heaven. Somewhere between the clouds and the calm lies a village that whispers to the soul. Nestled between dramatic peaks and a silent, mirror-like lake, Hallstatt, Austria isn't just a place, it's a living painting. Time slows down here. You don't walk, you wander, you don't just see, you feel. The scent of fresh bread dances through flower-draped alleys, church bells echo across the water, and as the fog gently lifts, the village reveals itself like a shy fairy tale character, timeless, delicate, and utterly unforgettable. Hallstatt is believed to be one of the oldest still inhabited settlements in Europe. Its salt mines date back over 7,000 years. But its charm doesn't lie in the history books, it's in the rhythm of daily life. You'll find fishermen gliding over still waters, children feeding swans before school, and homes that have been passed down for generations, each one a keeper of stories. Nature wraps Hallstatt in an embrace. The Dachstein Mountains stand like guardians, while Hallstatter Sea mirrors the skies. Every turn, every angle, every season feels like nature and architecture waltzing together in perfect harmony. Locals say the mountain winds carry whispers from the past, and if you walk alone through the forest trails at dawn, you might just hear them. Festivals here are quiet and meaningful, from candlelit boat parades on the lake to church bells that ring in the new year across centuries-old rooftops. The most magical way to arrive? By train from Salzburg, then hop onto a ferry that glides across the lake, giving you your very first glimpse of Hallstatt rising like a dream from the water. Visit in spring or late autumn, when the crowds thin out and the village is blanketed in soft fog or golden leaves. You'll feel like you've stepped inside a fairy tale, just for you. Hallstatt is so breathtaking that China built a full-scale replica of the entire village, lake, church and all, in Guangdong province. But as magical as that may seem, there's only one original. Hallstatt lies in the Salzkammergut region of Upper Austria, just 2.5 hours from Salzburg. Surrounded by the Dachstein Alps and hugging the Hallstatter Sea, it's a true hidden gem on Earth's European crown. Would you live here for a month if you had the chance? Let us know in the comments, and keep watching because the next village takes you even higher. In a hidden corner of Europe, far from glossy tourist trails and modern noise, lies a place protected by mountains and guarded by stone. This is Mestia, Georgia, a village carved by time, raised in defiance of empires, and wrapped in the ancient silence of the Caucasus. Here, every home has a story, and every tower, a soul. Mestia is the heart of the Svaneti region, an isolated land of snow-cloaked passes, deep traditions, and proud mountain people. Its iconic defense towers, called koshki, rise like ancient guardians from the stone, once built to protect families from avalanches and invaders alike. Nature here is dramatic, raw, and untouched. Glaciers carve the skyline, wildflowers erupt in summer, and the sky at night feels close enough to touch. But the most beautiful part of Mestia is the way its people live, with unshakable pride, fierce hospitality, and hearts warmer than any fire. They say in Svaneti, the mountains are alive, and to anger them is to invite the wrath of snow and silence. Elders still tell stories of gods who hid in glaciers and warriors who became stars, and during long winters, villagers gather to share tales that aren't written anywhere, only remembered. Mestia isn't easy to reach, and that's exactly why it's special. From Tbilisi, you can take a small domestic flight or brave the winding 9-hour road trip through valleys that seem to belong to another planet. Come in summer for flower-filled hikes to Chaltén Glacier, or in winter for silent snowfall and cozy nights in stone guest houses warmed by wood stoves and wine. Mestia is home to one of Europe's oldest and highest inhabited villages. Ushkuli, nearby, sits at over 2,100 meters and is often snowed in for half the year. Tucked in the Caucasus Mountains of northwest Georgia, Mestia lies at 1,500 meters above sea level, surrounded by peaks that scrape the sky, like Mount Ushba and Tetnuldi. Could you live in a land where stories are passed through stone, where silence is sacred and the stars feel close enough to touch? Let us know in the comments, and stay with us, because the next stop takes you to a village, carved into a cliff halfway between heaven and earth. Where the desert winds whisper through ancient walls and golden sunlight clings to clay like a second skin, there stands a village untouched by time. This is Ait Benhaddou, Morocco, a dreamscape of sand, stone, and story, carved into the side of the Atlas Mountains. It looks like something from another world, and yet it's real, raw, timeless. Built entirely of red earth and straw, this fortified village, or Ksar, has stood for centuries as a trading post between the Sahara and Marrakesh. Each winding alley leads to secrets, hand-painted doors, rooftop terraces, and the quiet rhythm of life that hasn't changed in hundreds of years. You won't hear engines here, no cars, no neon lights, just the sound of footsteps on dust and wind brushing past centuries-old walls. Ait Benhaddou has been a muse to filmmakers for decades, serving as a backdrop in Gladiator, Game of Thrones, and The Mummy. But long before the cameras came, it was the home of Berber tribes and desert travelers who lived by the rhythm of stars and sand. From Marrakesh, Ait Benhaddou is a 3.5-hour journey through mountain passes and desert plains. The closer you get, the more the landscape transforms into a cinematic dream. Visit at sunset for the best light, when the red clay glows like fire, and the village looks like it's been dipped in gold. Don't miss the hike to the top of the Kasbah for sweeping views of the surrounding desert, where silence stretches further than the eye can see. Only a few families still live inside the ancient village. Most residents moved to a nearby modern village across the river, but a handful remain, keeping the spirit of the old world alive. Located along the ancient caravan route between the Sahara Desert and Marrakesh, Ait Benhaddou sits at the edge of the high Atlas Mountains in southern Morocco, a crossroads of culture, trade, and myth. If you had one sunset to watch on Earth, would you choose it here, where the walls glow red and the past lives on in every grain of dust? Comment below and buckle up, because next we're heading to a hanging village where gravity-defying beauty meets spiritual stillness. Tucked into the folds of the Swiss Alps, there's a village the world forgot to rush. No traffic, no chain stores, no chaos. Just the soft clang of cowbells and the rhythm of life, as it once was. Welcome to Gimmelwald, Switzerland's best-kept secret, where heaven hangs just a few thousand feet above sea level. Perched high in the Bernese Oberland, Gimmelwald is a place where simplicity thrives. Wooden homes with hand-carved balconies line the paths, and every window blooms with flowers, as if nature is still the architect. Here, farming isn't a job, it's a way of life. Locals still cut hay by hand, cheese is aged in mountain cellars, and children grow up surrounded by silence, snow, and stories. The village is car-free, accessible only by cable car or foot, adding to its surreal charm. What you gain in serenity, you'll never miss in speed. Though peaceful, Gimmelwald is no stranger to thrill seekers. It's a hiker's paradise, acting as a gateway to trails that lead to Chaltén, Lauterbrunnen, and waterfalls so stunning they'll take your breath away. But even for those who simply sit and stare, the magic is overwhelming. The snow-capped Jungfrau, the turquoise streams, and skies so clear you'll swear you can hear the stars. To get here, take the train to Lauterbrunnen, then a bus to Steckelberg, followed by a heart-lifting cable car ride up the cliffs, straight into the clouds. The best times to visit? Late spring for wildflowers, summer for long golden days, or autumn when the valley glows in quiet reds and golds. Gimmelwald was once mistakenly listed as a ski resort in a travel guidebook, which unintentionally protected it from development and kept it preserved as a traditional Swiss alpine farming village. In the heart of the Swiss Alps, in the canton of Bern, Gimmelwald sits at 1,367 meters above sea level, accessible only by cable car, suspended between valley and sky. Could you trade the fast life for one where the loudest sound is the breeze? Drop a heart if you choose Gimmelwald for your dream escape, and stay tuned, because next, we're journeying to a cloud-kissed village that whispers to ancient spirits deep in the Andes. High in the Annapurna region of Nepal, where the earth lifts itself toward the gods, there lies a village that feels like a sacred pause in time. Welcome to Manang, the soul of the Himalayas, a hidden sanctuary nestled between giants. Here, life unfolds under the shadow of peaks that kiss the sky, where prayer flags carry the hopes of generations into the wind. At over 3,500 meters above sea level, Manang isn't just a village. It's a pilgrimage for trekkers, monks, and dreamers alike. It lies along the legendary Annapurna circuit, offering not just a path through mountains, but through ancient traditions and untouched beauty. Homes here are built from stone and earth, clinging to the mountain like they've always been part of it. The people, mostly Gurung and Tibetan Buddhist, live simple spiritual lives in rhythm with the land. Temples ring with quiet chants, yak caravans meander through dusty paths, and silence speaks louder than words. From Manang, you can hike to the legendary Tilicho Lake, one of the world's highest lakes, or brave the Thorongla Pass, standing over 5,400 meters high. But even if you never take a step, just waking up here, surrounded by the towering faces of Annapurna II, Gangapurna, and Pisang Peak, is enough to make you feel small and infinite at the same time. Reaching Manang requires commitment, a trek from Besi Shahar over several days with stops through other magical Himalayan villages like Cham and Pisang. It's not for the faint-hearted, but those who make the journey earn something far greater than photographs. They earn a piece of the mountains in their soul. Manang is one of the few villages in Nepal officially allowed to breed yaks and wild horses, thanks to its unique high-altitude ecosystem. And during the off-season, much of the village migrates downhill, leaving behind a near-silent ghost town above the clouds. Manang sits in north-central Nepal in the Gandaki province, along the Annapurna circuit, surrounded by some of the tallest peaks on earth, a true crossroads between Tibetan culture and Nepali highland life. Would you trek for days just to stand in silence beneath the world's highest giants? Comment Everest who? If Manang just made it to your dream list, and stick around because next we're off to a fairy tale Italian village that floats above the clouds. There are places on Earth where magic isn't a legend, it's a location. Tucked against a vertical cliff in the kingdom of Bhutan, 10,000 feet above sea level, rests a place where monks meditate among the clouds, and where legends are etched into stone. This is Parotaksang, the Tiger's Nest Monastery. And it's not just one of the most breathtaking places on Earth, it's one of the most sacred. Built in 1692, the monastery marks the exact spot where Guru Padmasambhava, known as the second Buddha, is said to have flown on the back of a tigress to meditate for 3 years in a cave. Ever since, pilgrims have journeyed through pine forests, across wooden bridges, and up stone stairs to reach it, not just for the view, but for something deeper, a connection to something divine. Every corner of this place whispers of peace. The scent of incense lingers in the air, bells chime in the wind, and the view is a prayer in itself. Surrounding the monastery is the Paro Valley, lush, green, and painted with layers of rice terraces and quiet villages. Bhutan, the only carbon-negative country in the world, has preserved this sacred landscape with devotion. Here, nature and spirit are one. The hike to Tiger's Nest takes 2 to 3 hours and requires both stamina and silence. It's not a race, it's a pilgrimage. And halfway up, a tea house offers weary travelers a cup of Bhutanese butter tea and the best view you've ever had with a sip. You'll need a local guide, as independent tourism is not permitted in Bhutan, but the experience is curated, spiritual, and unlike any other place on Earth. In 1998, a fire destroyed most of Parotaksang. Miraculously, the sacred cave where Guru Rinpoche meditated remained untouched. Bhutanese monks and artisans restored the monastery entirely by hand, stone by stone, painting by painting, over 5 years. Parotaksang is located in the Paro district of Bhutan, just outside the charming town of Paro. It clings to a cliff 900 meters above the Paro Valley floor, a true marvel of faith and architecture. If you could visit just one place in the world where myth meets reality, would this be it? Type "Fly me to the monastery." If this breathtaking wonder just made it onto your bucket list, and stay with Explore with Journey Junction. Tucked deep within the Japanese Alps, where time flows as gently as falling snow, lies a village that feels untouched by centuries. This is Shirakawa-go, a place where every roof tells a story, every path leads to peace, and winter paints the world in quiet poetry. Shirakawa-go, along with its sister village Gokayama, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, known for its unique gasho zukuri houses, whose steep triangular thatched roofs resemble hands folded in prayer. These architectural wonders were designed to endure heavy snowfall and offer warmth through the coldest winters, a beautiful blend of functionality and harmony with nature. Villagers here have preserved the way of life for centuries, farming, weaving, cooking over open hearths. The pace is slow, the silence sacred, and when snow blankets the village it transforms into something magical, like a scene from a forgotten storybook. Winter brings serenity, summer bursts with greenery, autumn ignites the hills in crimson fire, and spring, spring, wakes the village with cherry blossoms and new life. Whether you're walking through the rice paddies or gazing out from the observation deck at dusk, Shirakawa-go feels like a moment held in time. The best time to witness Shirakawa-go's fairy tale beauty is during the Winter Light Up Festival, when traditional homes glow with soft light under the snow, an unforgettable spectacle that draws photographers and dreamers from around the world. Access the village via a scenic bus ride from Takayama or Kanazawa, two charming cities worth visiting in their own right. Many of Shirakawa-go's thatched roof houses are over 250 years old, and locals still gather in teams to rethatch the roofs using traditional techniques passed down through generations. It's more than a repair, it's a ritual of community and heritage. Shirakawa-go is nestled in the Gifu prefecture of central Japan, in the remote Shokawa River Valley. Surrounded by towering peaks and misty forests, it's one of Japan's most treasured hidden gems. Would you travel across the world to spend one silent night in a glowing snow-covered village? Type Snow Dreams in the comments if Shirakawa-go just made it to your dream destinations, and stay tuned with Explore with Journey Junction as we journey next to a mystical mountain village perched above the Amalfi Coast. Imagine a city suspended in the sky, surrounded by silence, mist, and memory. This is Civita di Bagnoregio, Italy's disappearing jewel, sitting atop a crumbling cliff, holding on to life with breathtaking beauty. Once a thriving town, now a near ghost village, Civita is a place where every stone whispers stories and time moves differently.
Founded by the Etruscans over 2,500 years ago, Civita was once a proud hilltop community, but centuries of erosion have left it stranded on a fragile island of volcanic rock. Today it's home to just a handful of residents, and one narrow pedestrian bridge is the only link to the modern world. But what it lacks in size, it makes up for in soul. Cobblestone streets curve around flower-covered houses, vine-draped balconies overlook green valleys, and every alley ends with a view that makes you want to stop and breathe.
There's something spiritual here. Something still. Something cinematic. Maybe it's the golden light at dusk, or the way voices echo softly off stone walls, or the silence, broken only by birds and the breeze. Civita is more than a village. It's a meditation.
You'll arrive at the modern town of Bagnoregio, then walk across a dramatic 300-meter footbridge, with every step taking you back in time. Spring and autumn are perfect for visiting. The weather is mild and the colors of the valley shift into painterly beauty. Don't miss the local shops selling handmade ceramics or the tiny trattorias where the pasta is unforgettable.
Did you know? Civita di Bagnoregio loses more of its cliffs every year due to erosion, earning it the nickname La Città che muore, the dying city. But tourism and global love have helped preserve it. What was once nearly abandoned is now a quiet icon of resilience and romance. Where on earth? Civita di Bagnoregio sits in the Lazio region of central Italy, about 2 hours north of Rome, near the border with Umbria. Surrounded by the Valley of the Badlands, its location makes it feel like a dream lifted above the earth. Would you walk across a bridge to visit a city that may vanish in your lifetime? Type "I'd cross that bridge" in the comments if Civita just captured your heart, and keep exploring with Explore with Journey Junction. Far at the edge of the earth, where the winds whisper legends and mountains pierce the sky, there lies a village born of stone, ice, and adventure. Welcome to El Chaltén, a place not found in guidebooks, but in the heartbeat of those who chase the wild.
Tucked deep in the Los Glaciares National Park, El Chaltén is one of Argentina's youngest villages, officially founded in 1985, yet its soul is ancient, raw, and fierce. This isn't just a place you visit, it's a place you feel, where mountains like Fitzroy and Cerro Torre rise like sleeping titans, and every trail leads to jaw-dropping silence. The village itself is tiny, colorful, and cozy, with wood-paneled cafes, rustic hostels, and smiling locals who know how to live with nature, not over it. There's no luxury here, only the luxury of waking up with the mountains and walking into stories most people only see in dreams. It's the kind of place where strangers become friends by nightfall, where silence says more than words, and where the stars feel close enough to touch.
Travel tip: El Chaltén is best reached by road from El Calafate, about 3 hours away, and the journey is a scenic masterpiece in itself. Popular hikes like Laguna de los Tres, Loma del Plieg Tumbado, and Chorrillo del Salto offer world-class views. No mountaineering gear required. And don't forget to try local Patagonian lamb or sip mate with the locals after your trek.
Did you know? El Chaltén means smoking mountain in the indigenous Tehuelche language, named for the clouds that often swirl around Mount Fitzroy, making it look like a smoking volcano. And despite its remote vibe, El Chaltén has become a mecca for climbers and solo backpackers from around the world, drawn by its mystique and raw beauty. Where on earth? El Chaltén is nestled in southern Patagonia, in the Santa Cruz province of Argentina, near the Chilean border. It lies within the Los Glaciares National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Would you travel to the edge of the earth to hike where condors soar and glaciers whisper? Type "wild at heart" in the comments if El Chaltén just called to your soul, and keep exploring with Explore with Journey Junction. Hidden within China's Sichuan province lies a place so surreal, it feels like a secret world crafted by nature's most imaginative artist. Welcome to Jiuzhaigou, a high-altitude wonderland of crystal lakes, whispering forests, and timeless Tibetan villages.
The name Jiuzhaigou means Valley of Nine Villages, each one preserving the ancient culture and deep-rooted spirituality of the Tibetan people. But what draws the world here are its natural marvels. Lakes that shimmer in blues and greens, framed by snow-dusted peaks, forests that change with every season, and waterfalls that seem to flow straight out of folklore. Places like Five Flower Lake, Panda Lake, and Mirror Lake reflect not only the sky, but the soul of the land. In these villages, like Heya, Shuzheng, and Zecha, locals still wear traditional robes, chant morning prayers, and welcome travelers with warmth and curiosity. Colorful prayer flags stretch across wooden homes, and yak butter lamps glow in dim temples that have stood for centuries. It's a place where time slows down, and every detail feels like a lesson in balance between humanity and earth.
Jiuzhaigou is part of a protected UNESCO World Heritage Site and can be accessed from Chengdu by flight or scenic road trip. Autumn is especially breathtaking, when the forests burst into color and the lakes look like glowing stained glass. Guided tours help preserve the area, and visiting with respect to local customs is deeply appreciated.
Due to its altitude, ranging from 2,000 to 4,500 meters, Jiuzhaigou's lakes stay vibrantly colored all year, thanks to mineral deposits and pure glacial runoff. Legends say the lakes were created when a goddess dropped her mirror, and its shards became the valley's lakes, making Jiuzhaigou not just beautiful, but blessed. Where on earth? The Jiuzhaigou Valley lies in northern Sichuan province, southwestern China, within the Min Mountains near the edge of the Tibetan Plateau. Would you step into a real-life fairy tale where color meets culture in perfect harmony? Type Enchanted Earth. In the comments if Jiuzhaigou just stole your heart. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Explore with Journey Junction for more magical places that feel out of this world. From the snow-kissed peaks of Switzerland to the painted lakes of China, we've wandered through 10 mountain villages where the earth lifts itself toward the sky, and time gently slows down. In these places, every footstep tells a story, every breeze carries tradition, and every sunrise whispers, "You're exactly where you're meant to be." Maybe you'll never reach them all. Maybe you'll only visit one. But the dream, the wonder, the feeling they spark, that's what travel is truly about. Because these aren't just locations on a map, they're pieces of the soul of our planet. If this journey moved your heart, gave you a moment of peace, or sparked a dream you forgot you had, then join us. Subscribe to Explore with Journey Junction, and let's discover more places where the earth touches the sky. Like the video if you felt the magic, share it with someone who needs to feel it too. And comment your dream mountain village. We might feature it next. Don't forget to hit that bell so you never miss a journey that moves the soul.